would have wanted to speak, but in respect of time, Your Excellency, I see there is a Gen Z, Nick Karaoke. We probably would give you a chance later, depending how we finish our time, but we want to recognize that everybody has a space. And His Excellency Rigiji had told us not to censor anyone. He is recognizing that we live in an area or a government that wants everything to be told like sycophants. That's not who this gentleman is. He wants people to have the freedom to participate and to feel accommodated. So, Gen Z Karaoke will give you a chance, perhaps towards the end, to hear your question. I'll be quite fast because time has moved quite a bit. All protocols observed. Your Excellency, my name is Alex Karundu. I am the Chair Emeritus of KDAC. The lady that spoke at the beginning was elected upon my end of term. I am a proud servant and a hero of this diaspora of Dallas, Texas, and the larger US. I've lived in this country for some time. But above all, I'm also a patriotic Kenyan, a son of Kiambu County, and proudly going to be a candidate under DCP party for the Kiambu Township Member of Parliament. I feel I've served in this city quite a bit. And I think a time when we realize how many Togeges, for those that may not understand the name Kagege, we were told yesterday by His Excellency is one level below a moron. Imbecile, something. Something. He said it very well. So we have a lot of them back home, with all due respect. But we do want to ensure that when His Excellency comes to the government, he's surrounded by people of intelligence, people who can argue, who can participate in the democratic process of our country, and above all, will govern from a center place of knowledge. I also do recognize, currently we have a member of parliament with us. I will give the duty of inviting His Excellency to you, Mheshimiwa. Maybe I should repeat this. When I say DCP, tuseme sikiza ground. DCP! Nikisema harambe tuseme nini? Harambe! Nikisema Kenya moja tuseme yes we can. Kenya moja? Yes, we can. Kenya moja? Yes, we can. Excellency, People's Deputy President, history is more than path left by the past. It influences the present and can shape the future. We meet today here in Dallas as patriotic Kenyans, first to show our unwavering love for our motherland. We declare here now that Kasongo is not Kenya, and Kenya is not Kasongo. Kenya is bigger than an individual. We saw one time when he said, kama siko Kenya na hakuna Kenya, Mr. President, you are dead wrong. Kenya belongs to all of us. We are only pass-by, caretakers of our country. Many years later, most of us will be gone, 50 years, 100 years, but Kenya will remain for our children. So here as well, Mr. President, from here in Dallas, we are acutely aware Kenya is more than you. Kenya belongs to all of us, from the coast of Indian Ocean to the northern border of Mandela, to western north, to Lake Victoria, southern border of Namanga. We are one Kenya, indivisible, undefeated. We are Kenya one, na tu Kenya ni yetu sisi wote. From brothers to sisters, cousins to shemejis, we are one Kenya. Excellency, Pastor Dolcas, and our dear Deputy President, People's Deputy President. We want a country that governs by a rule of law. We want a country that will end abduction. We want an end to corruption, nepotism, and cronyism. We want a government that is comfortable with its Gen Z, a government that can listen to its citizen, a government that is not too fragile for a different opinion. a government at peace with its diversity, and a country that can take care of its unborn children, its toddlers in schools, and can take care of its aging population. Finally, Your Excellency, as I beg to borrow a bit of your time, I'm clearly aware this is not my day, but at my age, close to 60, I know this doesn't happen so often. So I'm going to steal one more minute from your speech, Your Excellency, for your time. And I will end this by asking the 2 years left for this government that is placed today, because they have been saying there is a backdoor, people trying to put them out of power unconstitutionally, which is another diversionary tactics. We are all Democrats, and His Excellency, Rigiji said it, nobody really wants to take him out of power unconstitutionally. But 2 years is too long. May we ask you, Mr. President, and your sycophants to recount your recent shoot-to-kill order. If you continue it in the next 2 years, we might not have a population to vote, and we need them. Mr. President, do not take free education from our children. Our parents are already suffering from your failed economic policy. They cannot afford to dip their pocket further. Keep the education the way you found it. We'll improve on it when we come back. Improve the university funding program or return it to a former model. It's bringing confusion and uncertainty. Mr. President, scrap the contentious SHE and SHA health programs. Either you improve on UHC that was already on rollout from the previous administrations, or just return it the way you found it. Tutaifanyia sisi wenyewe tukiingia. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be scrapped. It doesn't need billions to be scrapped and renamed. 104 billion is too much to change a name NHIF to SHISHA. We can do better. And finally, Bwana Ruto, stop showing a seed of disunity within the church by assembling corrupt men of color in an attempt to forcefully build a 1.2 billion chapel, a state house, which is a unifying house. This is not to go home. State house belongs to all of us Kenyans. And Kenyans are people of all faith and creeds. If anything, if we were to look at priorities right now, we see our children go in mud schools, being rained on in hot suns and wet weather. 1 billion can build schools and classes, let alone 1.2 billion to be put in a church. What will happen if a Muslim take over a state house along the line of our history? Would they put a Muslim, inaitwa nini, mosque? What about a Hindu? What will happen? Wataweka temple. Na wale ambao hawana sababu wako tu, watazibomoa. Tuache mchezo bwana. Keep our state house the way we know it. As an alternative leader, Your Excellency, today, it's fallen upon you to speak truth to power on behalf of all Kenyans, to tackle the economic turbulence at home, to protect the health of those without wealth, and to seek that precious balance between security, which is too often threatened, and human rights, which are too often denied. Our dear Rigiji, history is not the burden of you or any man or woman alone, but you have met some special share of its challenges in the last 1 year. It's a duty that you have discharged with dignity, determination, and distinction that are widely admired. As Abraham Lincoln once observed, that near all men can withstand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. What you have shown us when you were deputy president is resilience, adherence of call of service, your tenacity to keep this government running under observation with minimal resources can only make us do better. Finally, my people, running a campaign is not a beauty contest. Mimi nawaomba tu kama Wakenya, while our Gen Zs are giving their ultimate prize in Kenya, shall we please reawake the spirit of supporting to the cause of our justice and rule of law in Kenya by donating to various programs that will end up the despotic government of Kasongo. We'll be rolling out a few programs. We want you, from your comfort of your seat, please donate. We have seen what donation to political
to give company to my party leader na pia kusikiza ground. Kule nyumbani wameamua kwa kauli moja ni one term. Hapa Texas mnasema namna gani? Hapa Texas mnasema namna gani? Wangapi wanasema ni one term, one term, one term, one term, one term, one term, one term? Nimekubali. Yangu ni moja peke yake. I am still, and I don't know whether I've been removed, one of the founding members of UDA party. I still sit in the National Executive Council, hata kama nimetolewa WhatsApp group. And one of the key drivers for this party, we wanted to change this country. We built a prosperous country. We create employment for young people. We put hustlers, we put money in hustlers' pockets. And most of all, protect democracy. But when our good friend took the Bible, akaweka chini, hiyo ikafanya nini? Ikasahaulika. I'm very, very proud to see you people here because you're in the diaspora. And we might assume that you're not concerned about what's happening at home. But I've seen the passion about from all the way from Seattle, Boston, down here in Texas. I've seen the passion which you have for your country. And I'm very, very proud. And I know when we join hands, we shall do something. Most importantly, you've seen the kind of demonstrations which have happened to our country. Those demonstrations has come as a result of frustrations, lies, corruption, and insensitive government of Mr. Kasongo. But the most unfortunate thing is this: even when people go to the streets to demonstrate about corruption, lack of employment, stifling of democracy, health services not working, universal services not working, instead of the government listen to the people, now he has ordered anybody who is going to demonstrate must be shot in the head. That is a position. So I urge you, I'm very proud that you are together to make sure hii serikali inaenda siku mo? One, mko tayari? Asante sana. Yangu ni machache, na kwa sababu His Excellency hapa ako na haraka na pia master ni kidogo, let me take this opportunity. I take this responsibility. Niwaulize kwa heshima kubwa, muamke juu, tumkaribishe the party leader, the deputy president of the people, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. Karibu sana. Karibu.
Thank you. Please be seated. Dallas way. Dallas way. Good people, God is good. Another time. Nisalimieni hayo. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe tena. Hi bros. Hi sis. Hi cousins. Hi shemeji. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much, our bishop, our community leaders, and all the great people of Dallas and the state of Texas, and those who have come from Germany and elsewhere. I'm very delighted this evening to have this engagement with you. I've sat here and listened to what the community leaders say, from her worship, the mayor, to the community leaders, and I'm very happy. My engagement in the United States of America are serious consultative engagements, and I did not come to the state to have praise and worship choir. Because if I did want praise and worship, I have it in my church back home. We came here to engage meaningfully. And the other day I was in Baltimore, there was a young girl who raised issues. And I could see our critics back home were very happy because they are not used to it. They have praise and worship. Everybody speaks the same language. We are different. We are Democrats. And we believe that everybody's opinion matters. And all of us cannot see things the same way. And that is what we are fighting back at home, one-man rule, where somebody wants to decide that he knows everything and nobody else knows anything else. So I am very happy to have listened to the community leaders, and I have heard what you have said. I will respond. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to the community here in Dallas for the very warm welcome accorded to me and my wife and our delegation. When we arrived yesterday, we were received very warmly at the airport with song and dance, with prayers. Later in the evening, community leaders hosted for us a dinner and gave us very good beef. Nyimbo, tunakula nyama, tunakaa vizuri. We are enjoying it. So we are here, and I want to say thank you. Number two, I must say I'm very happy to find our people from Kenya doing well and doing great, having settled here and succeeded in what they came to do. That is the Kenyan spirit of hard work and getting things moving wherever you are all over the world. You people came here in search of greener pastures to expand your territories, and you have succeeded. I've seen beautiful homes owned by the people of Kenya. I've seen good businesses run by the people of Kenya. You guys have come here right in the center of America and succeeded. I want to say congratulations. Pongezi. I'm also very happy to find that Kenyans are united and they love one another, and you stay together as the people of Kenya. I am very happy, and that is the spirit. This is a meeting of all communities. You know, our detractors back home, because they are very unhappy that I'm a truthful person, they are never able to deal with my truth because I only speak facts and the truth. So all the time they try to pin me down by saying that I'm tribal, I only talk to my people. Since I came to the US, all the meetings that I've had are for Kenyan communities. And what has happened here today is a testimony. The Mawa here, na wewe mutiama, ujue culturally, hii wasichana yote ya mlima, they are my daughters. Na sasa, huko kwetu, dowry payment is a continuous exercise. So, anytime you meet the father of your wife, Unaendelea kutoa nini? I'll be very happy tuonane nyuma ya hema. I'll collect in dollars. I have not even received dowry in dollars for a long time. I am so happy that everybody is here. The Mlembe Nation is here, the Abagusia here, the Ma here, our cousins from Mukambani are here, the Gen Zs are here. Everybody is here. This is Kenya. And this is the Kenya that we want. And let me tell you, the people who try to talk about tribalism is they want to run away from the issues of the day. They don't want to answer the issues we are asking. So wanataka kujificha behind tribe. And we will not allow it. We'll have to deal with the facts as they are. I've just listened to the lady from Germany crying here about the nephew. William Ruto cannot run away from that fact that he has killed our young children and he has shamelessly, publicly given an order that people should be shot in the leg. Those are facts. He cannot hide behind tribalism and his community. Nobody from the Kalenjin community has killed our children. That community is innocent and nobody can blame the community. It's a person known by name. And we are dealing with a person. Let us not hide behind communities and tribalism and try to run away from facts. And when people are truthful, you want to demonize them so that they stop speaking. I think if William Ruto was honest to himself, he would have known by now that Rick G is one Kenyan who cannot be intimidated into silence. So, even if you call me names, even if you give me tags, I'll stay focused. I must have my eyes on the ball. And why am I so active in this struggle to liberate Kenya? People say sometimes Rick G is overzealous. Why is he overzealous? He's too passionate in fixing Kenya. It's because I know there is a speaker here who said now we must not continue saying we were deceived, we were cheated. It is true. We have said enough. But Rick G here played a very big role in creating the mess that Kenya is. I did. I persuaded many people, over 4 million people, to elect William Ruto. I take the blame. And many times I've apologized to the people of Kenya. But in our community, they say, in my community, they say, making a mistake is not very bad. What is very bad is repeating it. So I am saying, the way I bear the greatest responsibility of creating the mess that Kenya is in, I bear even greater responsibility to fix the mess. It's only fair. It's only fair to the people of Kenya that the people who played a great role in creating this mess must play even a greater role to fix the mess. So I have a duty, I have a calling, I'm a man on a mission. We must fix Kenya for posterity, for our children. So what brings me to America? I've come to America because the Kenyans who live here must be listened to. I've come to listen to the people of Kenya. And that's what I'm doing. And I've listened quite a bit. I think this is my 4th town hall meeting among so many other meetings. I've held more than 25 meetings with selected groups of church people, business people, community leaders, and I'm listening. And from what I have heard so far, Kenyans in the US are restless. They are afraid. They are concerned. They are worried about what is happening back home. are unable to sleep not knowing whether their relatives have been killed or not. They care that their parents cannot go to hospital and get treated. They are in anguish that the younger brothers and nephews and nieces cannot go to university because the education system has been messed up. The Kenyan people living here are part and parcel of the Kenyan nation. And when Kenya ails, they feel it. And more than anybody else, the people living here are feeling the effects of economic mismanagement in Kenya. Because you people work very hard. And since you are good people, you take part of your savings back home to help the people you left behind. True or false? So when the economy is not doing well, you know, the shopping you are doing for your mother 3 years ago before William Ruto took over for 20,000, today, for similar shopping, you need 50,000. True or false? So Kenyans living here are serious stakeholders of the Kenyan happenings. And therefore, I came to listen to you, and that's what I'm doing, and to say that what you are telling me is what I know. Things have gone south. When we went to elections in 2022, we had a lot of hope. William Ruto had given a lot of promises to the Kenyan people. And there was a lot of expectation. But as the speaker has said here, as soon as he took the Bible, all those things, he put them aside and started on a path of destroying the Kenyan nation. And I must tell you, because many people ask me, you are elected as deputy president. Kwa nini si ungevumilia tu, ukae tu umalize? I tried, but it became difficult. Because I'm a truthful person. And a truthful person and a pathological liar to coexist is also is a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. It's like mixing oil with water. Even if you try to shake, after some time, the water will settle down. Lying to the Kenyan people. We promise that we will put money in their pocket. Instead of putting money in their pocket, we pick the little that they had. We promise people that we will not evict people without giving them alternative accommodation. People are evicted every day. Overtaxation, corruption, destruction of institutions. You know what happened as soon as we came in? William Ruto embarked on a scheme to capture the opposition. He looked for Raila Odinga and compromised him. And the old man became a supporter of all the wrong things that are going on in Kenya. He captured parliament, he captured Senate, he destroyed all the institutions of oversight. And then the impunity began in earnest. I was left the only lone voice in Kenya, inside the government, who was saying, no, this is wrong. The finance bill of 2024, I told William Ruto, this is too much. Please, Kenyans are crying, they cannot afford it. He says, no, you don't have to do what is popular, you do what is right. I said, boss, if the majority of the people who give us a job think it is not right, how do we insist it is right? He said, hapana, tuendele. And what happens is because nature abhors vacuum. When there was nobody to speak for the people of Kenya except Rigiji alone, nature abhors vacuum. Another body had to come up to speak for the people of Kenya. That's how the Gen Zs came up. Because nature abhors vacuum. So when the Gen Zs started saying, no, this is wrong, and started agitating on behalf of the people of Kenya, a decision was made to clamp down on them. Abduction started, and torture, and I opposed from inside government. On June 24th, 2024, a security meeting was held, National Security Council, and I was a member. I was excluded because William Ruto knew I would not agree to the decisions that were being made to kill our young people. A decision was made to massacre and butcher children the following day on June 25th. That's how your nephew succumbed to bullet wounds. Children, young ones, were killed like chicken. That evening, the president called a press conference and said they are criminals and they are treasoners and they will be dealt with. The following day, as deputy president, on 26th, I flew to Mombasa and called a press conference and told off William Ruto. You remember? Yes. And from that day, we never saw eye to eye. We never spoke again. We started talking on SMS. He couldn't believe that I could tell him off publicly. And I told him I cannot be part and parcel of a government that kills children. And our relationship became worse and worse. And he told me he'll get rid of me unless I resign. And I told him I'll not resign, get rid of me. He mobilized funds and gave members of parliament and senate to hold me out of office. And I was quite happy because I could not be party to what was going on. In hindsight, today when I look back, I think my being removed from office was a blessing to me and to the people of Kenya. I don't want to imagine that today I will be deputy president and be part of what is going on, because I will not accept. So we would not have agreed. Tungekosana kwa sababu singekubali. So we now have an opportunity to do the right thing and fix our country. And this country we shall fix. Because the Kenyan people are resilient, they are determined, and will fix this country together. As we speak, Kenya is at crossroads because of the killings. The CS for Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, gave an order of shoot to kill against the teachings, the Bible, and against the Kenyan Constitution. And that has been happening. Since he gave that order, so many young people have been killed. The president himself, despite saying that he's a Christian, against the Bible teachings, the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, gave an order in public that people should be shot in the leg. Most of you are in the health sector. Does not mean that if you are shot in the leg, you will not die. If you are shot, you'll bleed and die, isn't it? He gave that order. That's the level of impunity in Kenya. Nelson Koech is the chairman of the Committee for Defense and Foreign Relations in the National Assembly. He is supposed to oversight the military and the National Intelligence Service. He went ahead to say, President, you are wrong. They should not be shot in the leg, they should be shot in the head. That is the kind of impunity that we have back home. And that is a problem that we must fix. People asking me, you people are not saying what are your economic problems? What are your economic solutions? My good people, we must first stop the spilling of blood before we can talk about the economy. The first thing that we must stop is the killings. Even if we fix the economy, who will it benefit if our children are dead? If parents are living in fear, when your children leave the house, you don't know whether they'll come back. You know, nowadays we live in fear. Anytime I see my children calling me at night, I hold my breath. And that is the situation everywhere in the country. You don't know what information is being relayed to you. We must fix the issue of extrajudicial killings and the issue of abductions. And that is why Kenyans are saying, for us to fix that problem, Ruto must go. Because he's the one who has done it and publicly pronounced himself about the killings. When you look at what is happening in the social space, I have been here now for a month. I'm so impressed by the health system here in the United States, especially the care for the elderly and the children. We had a program called NHIF that was working but limping with a few challenges. That system required 800 million shillings to fix. Instead, William Ruto put it aside and brought something called SHA and SHIF at a cost of 104 billion. Money that he is stealing with these people. It's not working. The health system has collapsed. The education system has collapsed. The other day, the CS for National Treasury announced correctly that they have no money to fund free primary education started by Mwai Kibaki. Of course, the president and everybody says it is not true. But the truth of the matter is that capitation money has not been released for the last 1 year. And school principals and headmasters of primary schools live in fear of auctioneers every day because they are not able to pay for supplies. What is sad is that money is not available to fund our education. The money is stolen through the National Intelligence Service, given to that soprano guy to go around the country dishing it out. The other day they were in Bobasi. They had 10 helicopters. These helicopters are almost having an accident in the air because of the sheer number of helicopters. And they're actually creating havoc even among livestock. Even the cows are having miscarriages. Yeah. Even hens are not laying eggs. Because their helicopters are all over the village wreaking havoc and creating fear among animals. So, at an average of 1 million shillings per helicopter, that is 10 million. The cost of the event itself is 10 million. Then they come and give some other 3-4 million. Then they go away. You saw some woman there in Kisii. She said she had a group of 31 women. She was given 2,000. Each woman 64 shillings. And then Soprano is saying that it is economic empowerment. You know, surely, sometimes, and the guy is a professor. Sometimes you look at people, matharau kwa Wakenya. You give people 64 shillings unasema at an economic empowerment. Yet if that lady had gone to pick tea for a day, kibarua, angeenda na 100 yake 4 ama 500, si ndio? And then the women are lined up from 6 a.m. kuibia hawa watu viongozi, singing for them, praising them, clapping. The whole day wanashinda huko jioni, 64 shillings. This is money that was meant for education. That is how low we have sunk as a country. Some people have gone to court, say, can Soprano explain the source of this wealth? His salary is known. It's 1 million shillings. He has been deputy president for 10 months. 10 million. So far, he has given 220 million in the last 2 months. Where has this money come from? These are proceeds of corruption. And this is money meant for education. And that's why Kenyans are saying one time. And you cannot blame the people of Kenya. Because all you kuchekelea wa Kenya. You are laughing at the people of Kenya. Their children are at home. They cannot go to school. They are having harambes to settle their hospital bills because there is no drugs in hospital. Then unachukua helicopter 10 na sunguka na pesa from one meeting to another. It's the level of impunity that is going on in the country. again, when you look at it, is a violation of human rights in the country. It's at the lowest. Today, our team of DCP was in Gilgil town for a meeting and were beaten up by police very badly. Later on, a border young boy of 21 years was shot in the leg by the police. He's in hospital, struggling for his life. William Ruto has decided that nobody can tell him no, nobody can challenge him, and if you challenge him, you must die or get injured and go to hospital, as he said. So we have those challenges as a country, and together we'll fix it. Luckily for us, we are a functional democracy. Elections every 5 years, there will be an election in 2 years' time. And the people of Kenya will wake up early and go to elections and elect a new government. I don't want to say I'm perfect. I don't want to say that I'm better. I don't want to say that I will do things that others have not done. All I'm asking the people of Kenya is to look at my track record, that I had the opportunity to sit pretty, enjoy, and let Kenya be finished for selfish gain. I sacrificed for the country. I lost a good job for the good of our country. At least for that one, I have a proven track record that I can sacrifice for the country. And I don't think if I refused stealing of public funds as deputy president, I would allow it as president. If I refuse the killing of our young people as deputy president, I don't think I would allow it as president, because I'm the same person. I refuse because I'm regarding Gachagua, and I'm a Christian, I'm a parent, and I think it is wrong to kill children. So if I became president, I don't know how I would change that perspective. The sanctity of human life is sacred. And therefore, I want to offer alternative leadership based on integrity and based on continuous engagement with the Kenyan people, so that at any one time you are properly aligned and you are thinking the same way. So we have formed a party called DCP, Democracy for the Citizens Party. Them, because I don't think in his view they pose any threat to him. But he knows the party leader of DCP is a man of integrity, and he cannot be bought, he cannot be intimidated. And he knows this is a party that will send him home. So the party is popular and is a new kid in the block, and that is why they are following our meetings everywhere to make sure we don't do meetings. But when I leave here later in the month, I'll do very serious meetings. If they want to stop them, no problem. Tutangangana na hawa. Because if we buy fear and get intimidated and stop doing what we must do, our people will suffer. Our party is a national party, and it has support across the country. The deputy party leader, Cleophas Malala, is from Kakamega County. The national chairperson is from Kajiado. I have two deputy chairpersons. One is from Kiambu, the other one is from Kisumu. The deputy secretary general, Ole Kamwaro, is from Narok. The national treasurer, Mwikali, is from Machakos. The assistant national treasurer, Mwita, is from Kuria in Migori. The secretary general, Hezron Obanga, is from Kisii. We are a national party. But because William Ruto ananiona pale, anasema hii ni chama ya mlima. Na hii mlima anaiogopa kwa sababu it is the one that made him president. It gave me 47% of the entire vote. Na hiyo imeondoka. So he is very thin na anajua. So he is struggling. So we have a very serious national party, and this party will drive change in our country. I want to ask you to support that. Support our party, those who become members and believe in the party. That's the way parties are run all over the world. I saw one of the advisors of William Ruto, that standard 3 dropout, trying to advise you on how to spend your money. Now, where Ruto has standard 3, can you advise these diaspora people on how to spend their money? you know, because he advises William Ruto, who is a PhD holder, anafikiria he can advise anybody in the world. And he was talking in a very derogatory manner about what you do here, isn't it? So wewe endelea to advise William Ruto, and through your advice, the country is in a hole. Advisors ya William Ruto ni wawili, moja ya standard 6, moja ya standard 3. Do you need any other explanation why we are in a hole? And that is why hata wanamwambia hii masomo haina haja, wachane naye. You know, mtu ya standard 3 na standard 6 ndio wanaku advice. Nakwambia hii masomo ya Kibaki wachana naye. Chukua pesa na magunia, patia Zaprano, akatafuta kura. How do you explain where we are as a country? Is that kind of advice? When somebody decides that you advise us, ni mtu ya standard 3 and standard 6. Ati hao ndio wanakuambia how to run a country. And that is why mimi nilikataa hiyo maneno. Hiyo mtu ya standard 6 alijaribu kuniambia how to run my office. Nikamwambia kwende. Mimi Rigiji, mtu nimesoma. I don't have as many degrees kama William Ruto, yangu ni moja. Lakini mimi mtu yuko na degree moja ya political science. Mtu ya standard 6 to advise me how to run my office. You know, surely, unajua iko madharau ingine ambaye ni mbaya. But it is sad. I must tell you today, frankly, it is sad. Those are the two people who advise William Ruto. Because many times we would have meetings. Tunakubaliana hii na hii na hii na hii. Hiyo mtu ya standard 6 ananitafuta. Niambia hiyo maneno mnaambia rais wachana nayo, haitawezekana. Ile tafanyika ni hii. After 3-4 days, ile mtu ya standard 6 alisema inatangazwa. And that is how we have lost our country. So we must fix that problem. And let me tell the members of the Kalenjin community, nobody has anything against your community. You are a very honorable community. And nobody should ask the community to carry the failures of William Ruto. William Ruto has failed as a person. And I want to discourage anybody from attacking that community for the failures of William Ruto. President Daniel Arap Moi was a Kalenjin leader. He never killed children. Indeed, he loved children genuinely. President Daniel Arap Moi, a Kalenjin, has left a legacy on matters education. Despite not having been very educated, he built schools and he did a lot for education. So let nobody hide at William Ruto anapingwa na watu ya Kenya because he's a Kalenjin. No, that is not true. He has failed as a person. Abebe msalaba yake kama William Kipchirchir Ruto. The Kalenjin community is innocent and is crying as much as other Kenyans. Wanalia kama Wakenya wengine. Juzi, They own some land there in Narok, the Kipsigis community. Waliwawa, 7 of them. Na hiyo shamba, William Ruto ndio amechukua. He never even sent condolences to the people who died. Our Kipsigis, waliwawa. So let us be very careful to define who our problem is. And our problem is not any community, our problem is a person. We need to fix that one. Finally, diaspora. You great guys. Mimi nimekuja tupangane mapema. Because I am not very clever, but I'm not a fool. Niko tu hapo katikati 50%. In 1970s, coffee was #1 foreign exchange earner for our country. In 1980s, tea took over from coffee. Tea was #1 foreign exchange earner for our country. In the early 90s, tourism took over as #1 foreign exchange earner. From the year 2000, the three were overtaken. Today, as we speak, #1 foreign exchange earner for our country, Kenya, are remittances from the diaspora. You guys are a serious player in Kenya's economic development. All the money that we get for paying public debt, ni ile mnatuma nyumbani. All the money for imports, ni ile mnatuma nyumbani. Money to run our embassies is the money that you said. Those of us who rear some dairy cows, a dairy cow, for you to get milk from it, you must look after it very well. You give it hay, you give it dairy meal, you give it Lusan, you whistle so that isikie mzuri ikikamuliwa. Nowadays tunaipatia mpaka mattress ya kulalia isisikie baridi. And some people have even gone a step further. You play for it country music, Ken Rogers and Don Williams, so that they can give you milk. You guys are the dairy cow for the Kenyan economy. We must look after you for you to continue contributing positively to the Kenyan economy. Any serious government that knows what it's doing, of course, one that is not advised by a standard 3 and standard 6 dropout, must seriously engage diaspora. We must agree with you people how you play an even bigger role in the development of our economy. But it must be when you are satisfied that your money is safe and your parents and children are safe at home and your investments are safe. We want an engagement the way my in-law from Nemaha said, where we come up with a diaspora bond, and in fact we can go a step further. You guys have the necessary resources and expertise to start and run a very big and successful diaspora bank home with branches across the world. And this is something we must do. You guys have the very sufficient resources. We create a system, you develop a bank, you run it yourselves, you have experts, and put your money there. And then we agree what incentives do we give to the diaspora people. If interest rate where they come from is at 11, you give them maybe 2 points higher or something. We also must agree on investment programs. Yesterday I was with a lady who was selling coffee here. Our coffee is the best in the world. Our tea is the best in the world. We want to encourage you people to have a partnership with us to get that coffee and that tea and those and sell them where you are. and make some little profit and pay our farmers well. We are talking about job creation. How would we create jobs unless we start manufacturing back home? We must interest the diaspora people, instead of importing steel and cement from China, to come and start those factories at home and create employment and enhance our tax bracket. In fact, the area of cooperation between government and diaspora is so huge. Actually, you don't need to go borrowing money from other countries. The money here is sufficient to sustain our economy, but only when the owners of the money are satisfied that the money is safe and they have good incentives to bring back money home. At the end of it all, east or west? So I want to start an engagement, and these are the networks now we are creating. I agree, promises were made that we will open 5 consulates in the US. None has been kept. Opening a consulate requires money. The economy is struggling. But I want to give a commitment. We may not be able to open 5, but we can do it progressively. We start with the 2. And I agree, by the sheer size of population in Texas and the strength of the economy of this state, you deserve the first priority in establishment of a consulate. I want to give that commitment, and you test me on that one, because it's so easy for me to fulfill. It doesn't require much, it only requires good manners. Si ndio? Si watu wakikubaliana kitu wamekubaliana. We'll start a consulate. Because when I look at the size of the economy here and the opportunities for business for Kenya and how we can attract foreign investment back home from Texas, it only makes sense to have a consulate here with the trade attaches, so that we can enhance our commercial cooperation with the people of the state. Again, we have consular services for the Kenyans here, for IDs, passport, marriage, and everything. And of course, we are going to push IBC to open a station here because of the sheer numbers. Yeah? So that you people can be part of the Kenyan nation and you decide on how you want to be governed. Again, I agree. That is something we had agreed with William Ruto, akaruka. Tulikuwa tumekubaliana na watu ya diaspora ya kwamba you guys have the necessary qualifications, experience, expertise, and motivation to be part of the embassy staff running our embassies across the world. Because you understand the countries where you are. If you have been here for 30, 35 years, hakuna kona hapa ujui, vile tutakaa na hii wazungu, vile tutawabembeleza walete investment Kenya. Isn't it? You know what Kenyans need. You know what they want to do. So I want also to give that commitment. That at the level of the deputy head of mission and the officers in charge of diaspora and other staff in the embassies, we must and we shall deliberately consider and recruit people from the diaspora to help us run our missions. Again, we shall have mobile consular services. Where we are not able to have a consulate, we have a mobile consular services. Wanaenda one state, wanakaa huko mwezi 3, wanapeana vitambulisho, passport, birth certificate, marriage certificate, alafu wanahama, si ndio? That is something that is doable. It's something we're going to do so that we make it less expensive for you to go to Washington in search of documents when it's not necessary. Again, in the spirit of devolution, we take the government to where the people are. Don't take the people to government. Si ndio? Yeah, we take the people, the government to where the people are. So there are various issues that we shall agree on. Madam Mayor, tutakubaliana. And we'll engage everybody in the diaspora. And I'm happy the way you are here today. Muketi, mupange, mutuambie, mnataka tufanye namna gani. Na nitarudi tena. Mnataka nirudi? I'll come back. Na hata Mungu akitusaidia tupate serikali, tutakuja kusema asante. Najua kwa Biblia kwa wale 10 waliponywa, mmoja alifanya nini? Mimi nitakuwa huyo mmoja. I'll come to say yes. I agree the issues of alcoholism and drug abuse is a problem in Kenya, even here. You know, when I was in office with the Pastor Dorcas, we did a lot of work to deal with alcoholism and drug abuse. And we succeeded to a very great extent to do away with illicit brews and deal with the bangi and other hard drugs. Ruto using Soprano sabotaged that program. Alcohol is back. Sasa nimeona minister anajaribu kusema tufanye hii, tutegereze hii sheria nini. We have sufficient laws in Kenya. What is lacking is a goodwill for enforcement. And we are suffering as a country. Our young people are in trouble. The boy child is in trouble. And when we form the next administration, I want to give a commitment that those are issues we'll address them very, very comprehensively. Again, the issues of land. In the Maa region, there's a lot of land grabbing, communal land. These are issues we're going to address. Finally, ndio tupate maswali 2-3. I want to assure you that a new dawn is coming. The English say, the darkest hour is just before dawn. Saa ile giza imeshikana, karibu kuna kucha. People of Kenya are waiting, and I want you to help me, tusaidiane. You guys have a lot of influence back home. Mukipiga masimu, muongelesha wa Kenya. Muambie, they should not waver. They should not be intimidated. We must get the change that we desire. Kenyans have a right to have good governance. And the diaspora people, I also want to commit that we want you to be part of government and be on the decision-making table and enrich our thinking, because you have a lot of experience out here where things are working and working well. In matters democracy, in matters healthcare, in matters education system, in matters of taking care of the elderly. And I have given a commitment that I want one of you to come to the Senate through our party, as specially elected, to come and help us create laws on devolution, because devolution is working out here. Again, we'll also give you another one position in the National Assembly, specially elected. You come there, assist us to make laws. Again, in the counties where we are strong, almost 20 counties where we are very strong, well, we'll have a majority of the MCAs. We'll have many, many specially elected MCAs. We'll want every county to give Diaspora at least one specially elected MCA to come, so that you help us to make good laws on devolution. For the women, marchers will nominate you, fine. Lakini pia tunataka mpigania hizi viti. You must fight for these seats, my dear. Most of these seats are vacant. Most of these MPs, wananchi wamemalizana na hawa. So we want to encourage you people. Yesterday I met a candidate for Kikuyu. Anataka kuenda kutoa Kimani Ichung'wa. Huyu. Yeah. It's a Texas guy. Yeah. Kuje utoe hiyo jamaa, mmesumbua watu sana. I met a candidate for Thika Town. Yeah. That seat is vacant. The one who is there now is called Nyakanga. So where kuja? I met a candidate for Kinangop. That seat is vacant. Yeah. Of course, the chairman here, Kiambu Town, is vacant. Bobasi, hapo ndege zilikuwa zinaleta shida. For Bobasi, I met also a senator for Garissa, Ahmed. I don't know whether he has come today. So, where are the women from Texas? Yeah? Munangoja nini? Sasa wewe MC, wewe unaweza chaguliwa, lakini ukija nyumbani upunguze kizungu. Si ndio? Apunguze asipunguze? Hey, ameongea hapa mpaka nimepotea. But we need such people also in parliament. Kugangana na ile watu ya ODM. Si ndio? Yeah, huyu. Yeah. This one I can specially elect kuja huko. Angangana na hii watu na ile kimombo. Because we also need some tough fellows. Si ndio? Nataka wakina mama wengine mang'aa huko kidogo. So, women, peace, please. Fight for your space. Nobody will come for you at home to come and lead them. Come out. And our society now has accepted that women and men are the same. We've got great women leaders in Kenya. Please, I want to encourage you, within DCP, we'll give you an opportunity to come and fight for these seats. You know? Tuko na viti mingi sana. Kuna ile ya women rep, ya Muranga is vacant. Ya Nyandarua is vacant. Nairobi is vacant. Kajiado is vacant. Narok is vacant. Kiambu is double vacant. Yeah. Nyeri is vacant. You know, you people, akina mama, nyinyi muko hapa na muko na dollars kidogo ya kuweka billboard nini na kupaka marangi mzuri na kukaa vizuri, mkuja pale, you know, you come piga picha hapo, come and meet women and talk. Go to Citizen and give your vision. Let people listen to you and listen to the brains that you have. And we have great women who can make great leaders. And I'm a very strong defender of women leadership. You know? And mukuje tafadhali. We'll give you several for specially elected, but zingine tunataka mpiganie mkuje mpate hizo viti. So mimi nimeshukuru. I think I have tackled most of the things that had been raised. I think I've tackled most of the things that were raised, and I want to assure you that I will remain simple, available, and the same person to engage. Hata nikipata hii kiti, sitabadilika, sitafura kichwa, nijifanye mimi ni mtu mkubwa sana. Will continue engaging and engaging and engaging. I saw watu huko nyumbani pahali ninaishi, nilikuta nimewekewa very good sign karibu wa Monyoro, Texas. Sasa pale nyumbani nasema huyu Rigiji inaonekana amenunua ranch Texas. See, it's a good prayer. It's a very good prayer. Muniombe nipate pesa, nikuje ninunue shamba hapa, nikuwe nikija kutembelea nyinyi. That prayer will be answered. It's a good prayer.